All right, y'all. Let's get it. Trying to see if I got the whistle. Okay. We're gonna break this down real quick. Because a lot of these words in the spiritual community got baggage. And so we just want to update it and give it the clearest sense of the term. So when you in conversation or, you can get just the purest sense of the word. Because, you actually do research. You actually, not even just research, but, you actually can look outside the universe already give you the answers. You know, okay? The universe already give you the answers if you can look at it, and God and things. Um, like I said, it's all about not being lost on your spiritual journey. And then the more you can, provide that for yourself, um, the more you can provide that, what I'm saying, not being lost and being more aware, what I'm saying, this is when you can find yourself, right? So, it's all about finding yourself and things. And if yourself is tied to all the things that you need, then, you know, that's what you're gonna get. Now, a lot of y'all might try to find yourself through things and things and may think that's the right way to go first. And that's where you live it backwards. Because you're supposed to find yourself first and then let everything else come to its own conclusion from that space. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, a ting. All right. But yeah, so the whole point, let me see what time is it. Hold on. What's the time? All right, I got about 20 minutes. All right, so we go talk about the ego and the point of having one and things. So in the spiritual community and stuff like that, and just any community, y'all can know where these terms derive from. Anytime you're using a word and it ain't from the original starting point, it's gonna end up in a bias because you're trying to use that thing to get your point across, but you don't have any other words but the actual word that you're utilizing at the moment that you heard somebody other utilize in a negative way for their own personal gain, and they may got away with something to look like they're smart or coming across intelligent or something like that. So that's what you need to know. So for with the ego, now the ego is always tied to the phoenix. It's ego. It's your ego in all type of history, civilizations, and languages is all represented the eagle or the sun. You know what I'm saying? Now the sun, you know, represents conscious awareness. And that's why I said it's about every civilization is always going to represent character and identity. You know what I'm saying? So character and identity is always going to help you find yourself. And you can only find your character and identity by bringing that into more awareness. So that has to be something you're consciously aware of. If you're not consciously aware of your character and your identity, then you're not going to actually find what you're actually looking for out in life. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be living for others. So therefore, you know what I'm saying, your ego gives you the ability to rise and shine as your light and to be able to see, and come into conscious awareness of your internal nature so that you can express it outwardly And you know what I'm saying? And you can use that ego as a sense of protection. You know what I'm saying? So your ego protects your vulnerabilities. Okay? So the ego protects the vulnerabilities and shit. Um, you know what I'm saying? And so it's always correlated with the sun. You know what I'm saying? So it protects the moon, you know? And your moon is a representative of your feelings, of your reactions, of your responses, of your emotions and things. So nobody want to feel so totally vulnerable. So everybody gonna do see they self or try to see they self in a way that they're not vulnerable. So that is the sun. That's your ego. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna try to rise out of that lower nature and see yourself in, or at least see potential where you can see, hey, I'm not these. Not nobody gonna identify. You know what I'm saying? With nobody likes to identify with anything. I mean, it's nature or spirit. So you know what I'm saying? We all know thing. You know, but you know, it's only the only time the ego get negative is when it's not being used, when it's being used in a way where when you do rise out of that negative situation or whatever, you know what I'm saying, it's not for the purpose of being a light for others. You know what I'm saying? It's just you may create a false light and you may lead others to blindness and things. You know what I'm saying? So that would be the negative version of having an ego and things. But you know, the positive version of ego is like going through negative situations and individualizing your characteristics and things. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all it is your characteristics. You know, you can put yourself in a position where you can put yourself in a position where whatever character that you could create, you know, can show somebody how to handle that situation and be consciously aware in areas where they didn't know, you know, was possible or whatever. And then that could be uniquely you. You know what I'm saying? So ego only represents, you know what I'm saying, your sun. It a lot of times in astrology is your sun sign. You know what I'm saying? It is, you know, that thing that that keeps us protected, you know. And so everybody got an ego, you know what I'm saying? It's a masculine. See, people say ego. When people say ego, their first thing is to take whatever ego that is, you know what I'm saying, and make it a negative ego and thing. But everybody gonna protect themselves, so that's what you need to know. Like, everybody is going to try to create how they're seen and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, and especially if it's in the field of what that person care about, you know, because that's the moon. That's what they're gonna be connected to. So, you know, that's all the ego is. It's just the characteristics or the identities that you use to represent yourself. And it ain't good or bad. It ain't negative or positive. You could use it for negative or positive. You know what I'm saying? You could use it for negative or positive. you know, so you can use it for um, um, showing the bully that you're not a bitch. I feel like that's a positive way for you to use your ego, especially if that bully kept telling you you was a bitch, and so you created an ego where you didn't see yourself out of that. You saw yourself rising from the situation. You know what I'm saying? So you created the energy of the sun, and that created an eagle. You know what I'm saying? And now you can hop in that eagle, that beastly nature, and fly above them realms. And in the third dimension, that may play out like you knocking a nigga out. You know what I'm saying? For some shit that, you know, he kept trying to take as advantage, you know what I'm saying, by placing these negative ideas on you because you're a peaceful person. You know what I'm saying? Or these negative traits on you for a peace because you don't operate in that way. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, and then, you know, once you knock him out, then it's just, oh, he asked for it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, so now we know what an eagle is. You know what I'm saying? We can have better conversations with utilizing the word and stuff, because that's what we all doing in this thing. So yeah, ego can be positive or negative. You know what I'm saying? Everyone is egotistical. Literally everyone got a way they see themselves. Some just see themselves in more unique ways. Some see themselves, you know, amongst others. Some see themselves in weird ways, you know what I'm saying? And that's what it be. That's what it be. So don't get lost. Now, other than that, somebody else come tell me what an ego is. Because like I said, a lot of y'all make it seem like the ego is something that we gotta, you know what I'm saying? Is no, the ego is the what we create. All right, man. Child last in the game, man. Yeah.